Hey everyone, it's Gina and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this video is part of the Curly Hair Care for Beginners playlist where we go over all things curly hair. If you were just getting started, I go over all of the different fundamentals about taking care of your natural curls. If you are transitioning, how to go from damaged hair to healthy hair, and tons of topics in between. This video is going to be all about how to create curl clumps and really defined ringlets. It's also going to be kind of geared towards people with fine curly hair like mine that is low density, because I share some tips on how to create volume. But if you have coarse and thick hair, you can also use a lot of these tips to add more volume to your hair. So here's what you're gonna need for this routine. First thing I recommend starting off with is a clarifying shampoo or an apple cider vinegar rinse, and I will show you how I do that in just a second. Then you're going to need a deep conditioner because moisturized curls clump together a lot easier. I recommend using one that has protein ingredients. Then you're going to need a curl cream or a leave-in conditioner, but a curl cream is definitely going to make a big difference. Then I recommend using a gel to seal everything in place. And then a brush of your choice. I really like the Denman brush, but you can use a paddle brush or whatever you have on hand, but this is optional. Then a hair repair towel or a cotton t-shirt or whatever you prefer, as long as it's not a bath towel. And then a diffuser attachment and a hair dryer, which is optional. You can also, of course, air dry. So now let's go ahead and get started with the steps on how I achieved this look. So step number one is to clarify your hair. Your products are gonna soak in so much better if your hair does not have buildup on it. You can use a clarifying shampoo, but I really like doing apple cider vinegar rinses. I did do a video all about how I make my apple cider vinegar rinse and how to clarify your hair. I go over all the benefits of clarifying and the common causes of buildup, because there are tons of different things that can cause buildup. Apple cider vinegar is really great for your hair because it helps balance out the pH of your scalp and your hair. It also helps soften your hair, and it can even help detangle a little bit. And it just helps the hair look so shiny and clean. So I'm first gonna actually start off by shampooing my hair. I'm just using the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk shampoo, and I'm shampooing because I actually did an Olaplex treatment before this. I do have a video all about Olaplex as well, but I do have to shampoo that out first. So I'm gonna first shampoo my hair, and then I'm going to apply the apple cider vinegar diluted with water all over my head. And I'm doing this over my tub, obviously, so it doesn't drip everywhere. I just squeeze the bottle that I have all over my head. If you have yours in a bowl, you can just pour it right over your scalp, and then I like to kind of massage it into my scalp. So after that sets for just a couple minutes, I do like to thoroughly rinse it out afterwards. You can shampoo afterwards, you could reverse these steps, but I like to shampoo before and then just rinse it out. But if you don't like the smell of the apple cider vinegar, you might need to shampoo, but I just like to thoroughly rinse my hair, and I can pretty much remove the smell just by rinsing my hair under the water. So step number two is to deep condition your hair. I highly recommend deep conditioning your hair at least once a week. It's gonna solve a ton of different hair problems, but using a protein-based deep conditioner is really gonna aid in the curl retention and how well your hair actually shrinks up. Protein ingredients, some common ones are hydrolyzed wheat protein. That's the one I see most frequently, but there's some other ones like keratin and whatnot. But this is a Shea Moisture mask. It's actually a sample packet that I picked up at Target, but they have a bigger version of this, but a little bit goes a long way, so even the sample pack is gonna last me forever. So I'm just applying that all over my hair. My hair is still pretty much soaking wet at this point. So then I'm going to do a curl training method. I actually learned this from Felicia, or Hi Felicia, on Instagram and on YouTube. She talks about how you can actually train your curls to want to take that same pattern and help encourage them to create ringlets. So the more that you do this, if you do this every week when you deep condition, eventually your curls are going to create more of that ringlet or that spiral pattern. So what you do for that is just section off your hair, and you pick up small pieces and then just twist them around each other, or just twist it around your finger. But this definitely takes a long time. I don't do this every single time that I deep condition, just depending on how much time that I have. I definitely need to do it more. I can't say if it 100% works to train your curls, but I do notice that after I take out the twist and rinse my hair, I can already see where my hair is clumping up together a lot better. So I definitely think it makes a difference. So I like using a hot head thermal hair cap when I deep condition. I have a whole video all about how to deep condition for beginners that I will link for you down below, but this is pretty much a microwavable heat cap that you heat up for a little bit, and you let it sit on your hair for 20 to 30 minutes, and the heat just helps open up the hair cuticle and helps the deep conditioner soak in a lot more. After I let that sit on my hair for about 30 minutes, now I'm going to take out all of the curl clumps or the twists that I have in my hair, because you don't want to just go right in and rinse because it could cause tangles. So now I'm just going to thoroughly rinse this deep conditioner out. You don't want to leave it in because it could weigh down your hair. And I like to first start off with warm water, and then I finish off with a cold rinse to really help seal everything in and also add shine. So my hair feels really soft and moisturized afterward. I do like to kind of wring it out a little bit just by scrunching, but you want to leave the majority of the water in your hair. You can kind of dab it with your towel a little bit if you don't want it to be dripping everywhere. So now it's finally time to apply our styling products. Now, if you didn't want to do the first steps, you could definitely start with this one. If you just want to change up your styling routine, you can definitely still create curl clumps with the techniques that I'm going to show you. So I'm using the Amika Curl Corpse Defining Cream. Something about this cream, it gives me the chunkiest, most defined curls. This is definitely a favorite of mine. I got mine on Amazon. I haven't used it for a while. I ran out maybe a year ago, and I was looking back at pictures and I was like, why was my hair so defined? It just had so many ringlets, and I realized I was using this cream. So this is the first time that I'm using it again after a while, and I can already tell it's working so well at defining my hair. I think because it also has that hydrolyzed wheat protein in it. So if you are sensitive to protein, you might not like this, but it definitely helps my hair with it being high porosity to have that added protein in. But it's also really hydrating at the same time. But I think this is a really great balanced product because it is very moisturizing. So I'm gonna flip my head upside down when I'm applying this product, and you might have seen a lot of people like to do this when they're creating curl clumps, and that just kind of helps you see your hair a little bit better. It also helps just to comb everything forward because that can help with volume, and you can really clump your hair together when you can see it all in front of you. But I'm actually going to modify this technique a little bit, and I'm also going to flip my head right side up when I'm applying this product, and I'll show you in a minute. After I apply that curl cream all over my head, I'm gonna take my Denman brush, or you could use a paddle brush. I don't really recommend using a comb because I don't find that it works as well, but any brush probably will do the trick as long as it has that rounded edge that you can kind of turn the brush and fold your hair over into. Another tip that I like to do when clumping my hair together is kind of place my hand on the other side of my hair and then just pull the brush down, and that helps just to kind of smooth the hair. It just helps smooth the cuticle down, also clumps the hair together really nicely and smooths down any frizz. So as you can see, my hair is pretty stuck down to my head, and like I said, my hair is low density, so if I were to just dry my hair like this, I would hardly have any volume and everything would just kind of be stuck together. So a lot of times what you'll see me do in my other routines is I will comb through my hair after doing this with my fingers. I'm not going to do that today because I want to show you how you can really create clumps, but what I am going to do is flip my head right side up and then kind of just use the Denman brush by picking up random pieces and then defining some random curls around the top area, especially the crown area, because like I said, I don't want it to get stuck down to my head and look flat. It can also look weird and pressed down against my scalp in the back, so I like to just flip my head over, pick up some random pieces like around my part. I also kind of situate my part and how I want it to fall this way, and I just kind of hold the Denman brush like a curling wand. I've shown this in videos before, but if you hold it over your head and you point it in a downward angle, it also helps just to kind of turn it a little bit as you are pulling it down that hair strand, and that just helps wrap the hair around the edge of the brush and helps smooth it, and it helps clump all the hair together. So you get really great ringlets when doing it this way, and I find that just kind of taking this extra step afterwards just helps to kind of break everything up while still keeping the majority of the clumps in there, but it's not stuck down to my scalp. So now you could go right in and scrunch your hair, which definitely helps encourage those clumps to form, or you could go in with a gel, which is what I'm gonna do. So you could either scrunch after your gel or before, whatever you prefer, but I'm going to go ahead and apply the gel all over my hair, and I'm using the Weeded Advanced Climate Control Stronger Hold Gel. This is one of my favorite gels. It has more of a watery consistency, which mixes really well with this cream. And it also helps give me really frizz-free curls for a long time, like it lasts a long time for next day hair. So it's essential when you're applying your gel to not break up all of those curl clumps that you just created. So you would want to just gently smooth this over the outside layer of your hair. You can also flip your head over and smooth it over the underside layer, and then just scrunch it through your hair, but you don't want to pull your fingers through your hair because that's just going to break up all of those clumps. It's going to cause frizz, and it's just going to separate all of the clumps. So I definitely recommend doing this if you want to keep all of the clumps in place. I also like to kind of lift different sections of my hair and then scrunch them. That just helps kind of pick up the hair away from the scalp instead of scrunching it and pressing it down. That helps with volume. Another tip I like to do when scrunching is gather all of my hair together and then scrunch all at once. That helps keep all the clumps in place as well and prevents frizz, and that really helps me a lot too. You want to hear that squishy sound in your hair. That means you have enough water and enough product in your hair. One other thing that I like to do with my hair repair towel is scrunch with that just to help absorb any excess moisture. Your hair is going to take a lot longer to dry when you're diffusing when you do this method because you have so much moisture in your hair, especially when you start off with that cream and then add the gel. It really locks in that moisture, which is what we want. So after you scrunch your hair, you don't want to separate the clumps at all. This is kind of like the final step that you do before it starts to dry. So there are a couple things you can do at this point. You can either just kind of walk around and let it air dry for a little bit. You can also plop with your hair repair towel. I do have a video all about how to do this. I really like doing this if I'm gonna go do my makeup and let my hair sit for like 20 or 30 minutes. But keep in mind, sometimes the towel can remove some product. So now it's finally time to diffuse. Now you could air dry, but I get a lot better definition and more volume when I diffuse. It really helps shrink up my hair and create a ton of ringlets. I'm using this hair dryer and diffuser from Conair. This is one designed for naturally curly hair. It's really affordable. I have it on my Amazon store as well, but I like how the diffuser just really helps to evenly disperse the airflow so it doesn't cause frizz when you're diffusing. And it also has a warm air setting so it doesn't get too hot, and you can also switch between cold, warm, or hot air, which is helpful. I'm first going to start off with my hair dryer off, and this helps prevent frizz. So I flip my head over and then I gather all of my hair into the diffuser bowl and then I press it up towards my scalp, and then I turn on the dryer and I turn it on like the warm setting with the lowest airflow. And that really helps just prevent frizz by waiting to turn it on once you get it in place, because sometimes when you go in with your diffuser when it's on, it can kind of just blow your hair everywhere and cause frizz, especially if you have fine hair like mine. It can really easily get frizz from diffusing, so you have to be very gentle with it, work very slowly, and also work in sections so you're not causing more frizz by diffusing. Another way just to add some volume is to put the diffuser teeth right at your roots and give it a lift. You can also kind of lift up sections and place the diffuser underneath those sections to help dry your roots. You might want to switch to the hot temperature setting when you're drying your roots because the roots can take a lot longer to dry. So I like to diffuse my hair until it's probably 95% dry. If I wait till it's 100% dry, it just breaks up the gel cast too much and causes frizz. So once I'm done diffusing, I can still feel some water in my hair, especially like at my scalp. So I'm just gonna let this sit until it's 100% dry. I'm not gonna diffuse anymore. I'm just gonna kind of let it air dry, and then we'll come back and scrunch in a minute. So now that it's 100% dry, I'm ready to actually scrunch out the crunch. Now this is optional. You don't have to scrunch out the crunch, especially if you live in a humid area or if it's gonna be raining outside. I recommend kind of leaving that gel cast in, which is just gonna help protect your hair from the elements outside and help keep it lasting longer. But I did want to scrunch it out for today because I wanted to create more volume and show you how you can still get really soft ringlets that don't look too hard and crunchy. So I'm gonna take some oil on my hands first, and this is just gonna help prevent frizz and also add some shine. This oil is from the Innate Life. It's called the Rose Hair Elixir. This is the sealing oil, so it's gonna help tame any frizz and also add some shine. So I just added like 3 drops of it to my palms and then warmed it up between my hands. Then I'm just going to gently scrunch my hair with this. What I'm gonna do is shake out my roots, and I like to just place my hands right at my roots and give it a good shake. You wanna be pretty gentle with your hair. You can also kind of lift your hair up and go in underneath, but by going in underneath, it's gonna prevent breaking up too many curl clumps. It's also gonna help lift the hair up off of the scalp, especially if you applied your stylers upside down. Like I said, sometimes your hair can get stuck down to your scalp, so this just kind of helps lift it up. It also helps create volume, like I said, and it just also helps separate the hair right at the root, which is gonna give you more of a full look. So this was my final result. I feel like I still have really good volume, which is awesome, and I still have a ton of curl clumps all over. You can even separate some of your curls. I like to do that with just a little bit of oil on my fingers. I start from the bottom and just kind of separate the curls by pulling them apart or kind of unraveling them, and then just smoothing over with a little bit of the oil. You can also smooth over with a little bit of gel. But that kind of helps just break up some clumps, or you could leave them all in place, but I like creating more volume by having more of a separated look. Another thing to keep in mind is is you want your hands to be completely dry. If you have any leftover product on your hands when you're doing this, it can really just stick to your hair and cause frizz. So make sure your hands either have some oil on them or they are completely dry when you're touching your hair once it's dry. So that is it for my routine for creating really chunky curls. I hope this was helpful for you. Hopefully these tips helped you out too if you have fine curly hair like mine, to where you can still get pretty good volume when you're creating curl clumps. So all these products that I used in this video are going to be linked on the blog post that goes with the video, which is linked in the description box down below. Some other videos that I recommend checking out as part of this series is how to make your hair curlier. If you are struggling with your hair even creating ringlets at all, then I definitely recommend checking out that video. We go into depth about how to actually create ringlets and make your hair have more elasticity to it. So definitely recommend checking that out. I also have one all about how to create volume at the roots and prevent flat roots. So that one has been helpful for people too that are trying to create more volume. So if you have any tips on creating curl clumps, definitely let us know in the comments down below. That way others can read your suggestions as well. I definitely want to try out more tips and techniques on creating curl clumps. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you back next week. Bye everyone.